for WeHo Local. Our chance to take a look at some of the best unique neighborhoods in Southern California. Hi everyone, I'm Makala Medina with you here on Digital 4.2, streaming over on NBCLA.com. This is, of course, News Raw. A rogue medical marijuana shop over in West Hollywood is thumbing its nose at the city. They are trying to shut it down, but they refuse to close their doors, and the city can't smoke them out. Lighting up medical marijuana in WeHo has been part of the city for the last 5 years. And currently there are 4 shops operating legally.
Thank you.
Selling everything from marijuana baked into cheesecake, frozen into ice pops, and traditional pot distributed in prescription bottles. But for at least one of those years, city officials say Sunset Super Shop has been operating illegally. The city shut them down once before. But the shop reopened and has been operating for the last 12 months. The dispensary might be in some sort of legal loophole, which is keeping the city from taking action again. Only 4 medical marijuana dispensaries are legally allowed in the city of West Hollywood because an ordinance permits only 1 dispensary for every 9,000 residents. That means Sunset Super Shop can't operate, but they are. And they vow on their Facebook page they're not going anywhere. Continue this conversation. Initially, we're going to have Jeff Auble from the city of West Hollywood. He's a code compliance manager on with us to talk about the issue, but he had to cancel because of a scheduling conflict. But we're happy to have Andrew Kramer with us in our newsroom and talk a little bit more about this. He's actually the owner of Zen Hilly, one of the oldest legal dispensaries in West Hollywood. Andrew, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this issue with Sunset Shop, the store. What do you think about it? What are your thoughts?
Well, it's very important that we make a clear distinction between those dispensaries which are legal and those dispensaries which are not legal. The legal ones are heavily regulated. We work very closely, we cooperate very closely with the city, all aspects from law enforcement to the city council to code enforcement, hand in hand with them. We actually have mandated every other month there's a meeting which we all attend, all the legal shop owners attend together. We sit down, we go over any problems, any issues that anyone's having, and most of the time it's a very positive, cooperative atmosphere.
Well, one of the things I want to point out, and we were hoping to point out in that story, was that there are only 4 dispensaries allowed in the city of West Hollywood because of the number of people, right? It's 1 dispensary for basically, what, every 9,000 people?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And this shop, Sunset Shop, did they open up after the 4 initially opened up, or why are they in this legal loophole where they kind of remain open?
You know, there's a lot of confusion. I know that just recently the city passed a new emergency ordinance making it now a criminal misdemeanor to be open, to be an illegal shop open and operating. But initially it was not a it's hard to explain. It's a city code violation, and I believe the city was fining them, but I don't know where they stand with that now. But I do know the sheriff's department probably isn't even aware yet that it's now a criminal matter.
Well, my question is, you mentioned that it is a small community of dispensary owners. Your sister actually owns one of the other 4 shops in West Hollywood. Do you know the owners of the Sunset Shop? And if so, have you talked to them about what's happening? Have they told you what's up?
I do know them, but we have not discussed it.
You shake your head. Are they tough owners? I mean, what do you know about them?
That's hard for me to comment on. They're just, as you mentioned, they want to go their own way. They don't want to follow the proper legal process like the rest of us have to. It's a very in-depth, involved process. The registration process, you go through so much. You have to get a change of use permit, you're fingerprinted, you're registered. As I said before, the city, they get to know you, they have to meet you. There's many, many guidelines and codes you have to follow, and this particular store is following almost none of them.
So, and let's try to point this out and make this clear that they're in violation of the city code, right? They're not necessarily selling medical marijuana to people who shouldn't get it, right? They're just selling medical marijuana without a city license or a city ordinance. Is that correct?
Well, again, it's hard for me to comment on. They don't go through the inspections that we do. I have
you talk to us about those inspections and what they are? What do they entail?
Well, there's a lot of different things. For example, the edible products that we sell, we have to get a license from the health department, and they come in. The The fire department comes in on an annual basis and inspects us to make sure there's no fire safety violations. We have to have 2 licensed registered guards on site at all times. We have to close at a certain hour. We have to have proper lighting. It's important that the public knows also you cannot consume cannabis on site. The legal dispensaries do not allow individuals to consume the medicine on site and then, for example, get in a car and go home. That is not allowed. And certainly the legal dispensaries do not have a party type of atmosphere as many individuals have been led to believe.
All right, folks, so I want to make it clear as we talk to Andrew Kramer that he runs a legal dispensary in the city of West Hollywood, one of 4. The shop we're talking about in particular is called the Sunset Super Shop. They are operating illegally in the city of West Hollywood. We've reached out to them. They decided not to return any of our calls or contact us with comment about the situation that's happening in West Hollywood. And initially we were going to talk to Jeff Albel, who is with the city of West Hollywood, on exactly what they intend to do to try to get this situation resolved. He had to reschedule because of a scheduling conflict. But again, Andrew has been good enough to join us here, and it's got to be a tough place for you to be because, I mean, I'm guessing because you run one of these medical marijuana dispensaries that you very much believe in the benefit of medical marijuana, and you believe that, you know, if you're going to sell it, you probably should follow the rules.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Again, it's very important to distinguish. The ones that are legal are just, I think, doing a phenomenal job. I've spent a lot of time at all the 4 legal stores in West Hollywood, and all of them are fantastic. They're run by stand-up people who truly care about the patient's needs. I would describe them almost as a CVS or a Rite Aid that just has a little bit more of a compassionate atmosphere. There's a lot of philanthropy that we do. It's actually mandated by law, and I believe the city of West Hollywood is unique in this. The city of West Hollywood is absolutely wonderful, and we are mandated by law that if you come from an organization, if you're referred to us by a wonderful charity group such as Being Alive, which is the group in West Hollywood that deals with anyone who has AIDS or HIV-related symptoms, you get a certain percentage of the medicine either steeply discounted or completely free. There's also a homeless shelter that I sponsor, which is a terrific organization. It's part of the Blessed Sacrament Church on Sunset, and they're fantastic. And we do so many different services. We provide clothing, we provide food, we provide showers. There's even a barber on site for free haircuts. And anyone that chooses to volunteer, any of our patients that choose to volunteer can go there, spend time with us, and they will receive free medicine at the end just for volunteering, just for helping out, just for lending a hand. No compensation is required, and it's really wonderful. That's a great thing to be a part of, and it's nice because at the end of the day, certainly you have the option of just sending a check off to the charity of your choice, being a nonprofit. But I really like the idea of being able to physically make an impact. I like the idea of going myself, actually being able to volunteer to see the changes and the positive effects that we really have on the community.
It sounds like as if you guys do a lot more than just sell medical marijuana, which is great for the community, and it sounds like you're abiding by all the rules set forth by the city of West Hollywood. But I gotta wonder though, if you're dealing with another dispensary who is like this rogue dispensary doing their own thing without following the rules, does that kind of put a blemish on all of the dispensaries in West Hollywood?
Well, again, unfortunately, any dispensaries that are not operating legally do hurt us. Of course, we don't want to get lumped in with everybody else. Again, an analogy that I often make is it would be like saying your local CVS or your local Rite Aid is the same as a pharmacy that you find in some back alley in Tijuana. It's obviously not the same thing. There's a world of difference. I guess technically, yes, they're both pharmacies, but there's just a huge difference there. It's not something we want to be associated with at all. The legal dispensary owners do not support it. We're very vested in this movement. Again, all 4 dispensary owners in West Hollywood are wonderful people. They're very patient-oriented people who truly care about the community. They care about the patients that we serve, and we've cooperated and worked so well together with the city of West Hollywood. It's just been a benefit all the way around.
All right, well, now we have to wait and see what happens with this rogue pot shop. All right, Andrew Kramer from Zen Healing. Thank you much for stopping by and helping us out in this crunch. We certainly do appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, folks, that's Andrew Kramer again with Zen Healing, a legal dispensary in the city of West Hollywood. There is this Sunset Super Shop that has been deemed illegal, still operating right now, a rogue pot shop that the city of West Hollywood is attempting to do something about. I'm Macalo Medina. Certainly want to know what you think about this story. Make sure to hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. Just search Macalo NBC LA. This is News Raw, West Hollywood Local.